Hello everybody, Shadow SP here, and we are back with what you see on screen, Yggdra Union. Okay, so let's do this next chapter. Yep, this is a chapter. It's a chapter. The Drominos Marsh chapter. Yep. If you know, you know. This is a chapter. Yggdra's desperate pleas fell on deaf ears, and the Bronchian youths who resisted to the end were lost to the flames of war. The words Fantasinian invasion of Bronchia had gained solidity both in the minds of the royal army as well as the imperial citizenry. The holy sword was gradually becoming tainted from the constant combat. The royal army had no choice but to believe what they did was just, and to continue their advance toward the imperial capital of Flarework. However, the imperial citizens continue to take up arms against the royal army in Drominos Marsh, where the war has started to seem like a never-ending hell. Yeah, there's a reason for that. It's not the war, it's the marsh. There's a marsh up ahead. That could cause problems. Esquire Millinor, do you think the princess is uncertain? Huh? Her spirit seems to be flagging in the battle. Oh, yeah, I guess so. The princess is too kind. She should be more like me and charge mercilessly, alone into the enemy lines, break them all upon my spear. Durant, calm down. I understand her sentiments, but... give her a break. We're fighting a bunch of commoners. It was easy to fight when she was a rebel against an army. Here, the ones she's killing are parents, lovers, people. I think she's realized that things aren't like they were. But hey, it's not our responsibility, is it? If the princess tells us to fight, we fight. She's got to bear the weight of command. And that's fair, given her position. I see. Yes, Durant, you see. It's a hard lesson, but I think she's learning it. She's seeing what it means to rule and to conquer. Don't worry about her. She'll be fine. That's why we're here, right? Our job is to support her. You're right. Anyways, looks like the next wave of enemies is here. They certainly are. Look at all these enemies. So many. So many enemies. That's Imperial Militiamen and... looks like Amelia's aerial division. Careful, everyone! Alright. So. Drominos Marsh. This map is... yeah, it's a map. This is a map where an ability that we do not have by default is incredibly powerful. That ability being flying. Now there's two ways to get flying. One is the Martian wings. The other is the winged boots or winged shoes. I don't remember which one. Which I'm pretty sure I've already either used or used for morale. Now you don't really need to have flying in order to win this map. In order to get MVP or anything. It's just that it makes things easier for you. So there's a couple things of note. Martian wings could be given to anyone. However, we basically, if we're looking at this, there's only a couple of units that could use it. One is Roswell, but I'm pretty sure that Roswell is busy on this map. Not only that, but given the positioning on the actual map itself, if you look at the map here, you can see the geography. There's a very narrow passage at the beginning with this poison marsh that we have to push our way through, and male union types aren't very good there. So we would ideally want a female union type that can fight axe users and a necromancer, which would genuinely lead us to say Yggdra. But I don't want to use Yggdra because Yggdra doesn't need MVP bonuses, and I want MVP bonuses. So what we're going to do is use Elena. Now we could use Nietzsche, but I have a different thing in mind for Nietzsche on this map. So we're going to go ahead and equip Elena with the Martian Wings. Now this is going to have her equipment slot stuck for 3 maps. It's not that big a deal. It gives her maxed out luck. If she gets 1 star in Gen, she'll have 5 Gen, which is kind of cool. But beyond that, it's not that big a deal. There's other equipment that she might have wanted to use on a different map, but it's not. It really doesn't matter. So we're gonna use Elena. We're gonna use Roswell. You need to have Roswell on this map, because warp is one of the very few ways to cheat the. There's a movement restriction going through marshes, just like sand. The poison marsh stops you the first square you move into it. So Roswell's warp is one of very few ways to cheat that. Let's see, and we can go ahead and give Roswell the tough boots, which would mean that he's not going to take any poison damage from standing in the marshes. He still gets the other penalty, but we don't get the poison damage itself. Nietzsche, we are gonna go ahead and give Nietzsche some edibles. So give her some mint. Nietzsche can then raise her attack up to 4, be 4 all across the board, and then kind of be expected to use something like the Gungnir to get plus to Gen, plus to attack, plus to luck. Look really strong on for 4 maps. I mean, we're moving on towards like the end of the game at this point, and Gungnir is really strong. So we're gonna be looking forward to using that. And then we've got Durant still got the golden wheat. We would really like to get that off of him. So let's go ahead and we're gonna field Durant, field Nietzsche, field Elena, field Roswell. This map is a little weird. It gives you every single card. You don't need this many cards, but they give them to you. I don't really know why. I'm gonna go ahead and select cards in order for like cards that we can kind of fight with, versus then everything else basically. The movement cards, then just all the filler stuff. Not to say that the filler stuff is entirely useless. There are occasions where we might want to use them, but right now we're good. It'd be nice. I think we can get through this without restoring morale. The problem with restoring morale is that the Poison Marsh saps morale every turn that you're in it. So restoring morale feels really bad on this at the beginning here. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. I've got to hurry! The people need me! Okay, so what are we looking at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to get Roswell in. It's like kind of suboptimal. So these would take 30% extra damage from being in the poison swamp, and so will we if we lose a clash while we're in the poison. It's one of the reasons that this map kind of sucks, because you end up taking a ton of damage. Not from these guys, because these guys are really weak. It's kind of hard to lose to them, and they have bad cards. But what we're really worried about is Amelia's side. Now, the Griffin Riders don't have great stats, They don't have enough tech to afflict anyone with Gravity Chaos, but the card itself has 3,900 power, and that's problematic. Also, they have pretty high morale. 3,650 is not a number that we can get rid of in one turn with a weaker card. And Amelia herself has pretty good stats, and... Oops. I'm sorry, that was... I misclicked the button there. Yeah, let's just keep going. Amelia herself has pretty good stats. 5 attack, 5 luck, 4 attack. The Black Maria means she blocks counters, so you don't really want to be letting her do the charging. You want to be doing the charging yourself. The other enemies aren't particularly threatening. They all have bad stats. They have, like, even the leaders have bad stats. This is the leader of the first unit. 3 attack, 3 attack, 3 luck, 2 gen. Not a big deal. I believe this guy's the leader of the second unit. Again, not a big deal. So we would love to take this guy out on turn 1, but we really can't do that. Essentially, that would mean we'd need to fly all the way over to this square. And that's just a pretty... I mean, it's daring. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We could technically do it. But man, that just does not, like, optically, it doesn't look like a good position. Because then we're not moving any of our other people forward, and we really need to be moving someone into the marsh on turn 1. So I'm thinking... So we need to move 9. I'm thinking we pick a 9 move card. And, like, 2-turn these guys? No, that would be bad, because Elena is the one being charged. We could go Medusa Eye. That might be enough to finish them off. Even though Medusa Eye is not a good card. So yeah, this map is also pretty funny in that we are on Battlefield 41 and we're getting a tutorial corner. It's the last one in the game, and also only applies for this chapter. Because they're talking about Poison Marsh. Yeah, so you take damage in every turn in the marshes. Can't sprint through it, so you end up stuck unless you can fly. And flying units, we don't have Killie as a permanent unit. If we did, this map would be Killie solos the game. Yeah, so we have no choice but to force our way through. Alright, so Elena with flying is able to come in here, no problem. And then we can bring Roswell in. We end up with Elena charging the... Sorry, let me look at the... What card do we have equipped? What does Medusa Eye even do? Hold on, give me a second. Whatever. Alright, so anyway. Elena ends up against the Necromancer. Yggdra ends up against a Skeleton. The Skeletons auto-lose because they're asleep because it's noon. So we end up with a pretty good charge here. I would like to take these guys out without using a real card. Medusa Eye is not a real card as far as we're concerned. Because our real cards are our sweepers. We would like to not use like Crusade or anything because we'd like to save those to take on actually difficult enemies, and these enemies take 30% extra damage because they're in the marshes. We really would like Roswell to get up to 5 tag. So if he can get up to 4 tech, we could give him the Mountain Grapes. Get him up to 5 tech, and then he'd be a force to be reckoned with. It's pretty much what we want from him. It'd be nice to get either him or Elena MVP on this map. I'd be fine with either. I think a little bit of preference would go to Roswell, but he's a little bit more tied up than she is on this map. Then again, she can fly, so she might be able to do some of the things that Roswell would normally be doing. And the reason I moved Roswell in first is because it lets because Roswell can do more space cheating. He can warp on his turn to move 2 squares instead of 1. If it's only at night, but at night is good enough. So we don't do anything. We definitely don't use Medusa Eye. Medusa Eye is a no-go skill. Never use this skill. But we can use the card for the power. It starts with a decent enough power that I think that we end up killing all the enemies in our way here. Which is nice, because then we don't have to worry about using one of our better cards here on turn 1. We might have been able to get away with, like, Revolution or something, but I just want to be safe, because this card has a little bit higher power, and we don't want to leave anything alive. Besides, we're not gonna lose the game because we failed to get 160 power on Revolution of all cards or whatever. There's 200 power. It's not a big deal. And we can't move. We couldn't move even if we had movement left because we're stuck in the swamp. Yeah, so Amelia's soldiers are going to move forward, and they are the most chaotic part of this map. They can come in, they can charge you, they can really ruin your day. Okay, so what we want to do is move forward with Roswell. We need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with Elena. So we can charge this guy from a non-swamp tile. And 1... Probably 2, 3, 4, so we need 10 move? Yeah, I think this is the turn we go ahead and use Crusade. Even though it is against 1 enemy, we can't afford to mess this up. We got the Elamina Mint used. Let's go ahead and move like that. Yeah, Elena ends up against 3 enemies, which is not ideal, but there's not really anything we can do about that. In a perfect world, she wins all 3 of these, and I think it's likely enough that she can. Because these guys are all pretty weak. And that's another reason to use Crusade, is to try to wipe all 3 of them out. The other 2 aren't standing on poison marshes, so they don't take extra damage, but... well, that'll help. Not necessary, but it'll help. I was gonna say, they aren't standing on poison marshes, but they don't have particularly good stats, and Crusade has a really high card power. So, yeah, we're getting a 20% ability difference, so something like 2 alive on Elena would be good enough, just by eyeballing it. That was a really bad charge. It is questionable if we're even able to win with that bad of a charge, but I think we will, given the stat difference, but it's going to be close. The card that's being used for the splash is Poison Breath, so the enemy can't do anything. Yeah. Alright, well, fair enough. So that's 70%. Is that good enough? Just barely. Okay. Oh, good, we got rid of those guys. We got rid of this guy, which is nice, because it stops him from taking up any more turns in the turn order. We got rid of those fencers, which is kind of nice, because it stops them from getting pulled in when Amelia's units charge. Now, Amelia's unit could come over and stand here. Right, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Steal the medallion and charge Elena, but usually they don't do that. Because even flying units take poison damage, right? And they don't want to charge in alone. Okay, so what we want to do here is Roswell move forward. We need a good card for Roswell. So you could go 1, 2. I want to bring Elena down this way to see if there's something down here. Okay, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the least. We don't really want Elena to get charged though, so we'd want to be at least 7. Do we have a 7 move card that Roswell can ace that would be good? We could use Flame. It's not ideal. We could use Necrogate and summon a skeleton, right? Right? Yeah, we could. We could. That's not something we want to do. Skeletons are terrible. Yeah, so we don't really have anything. To use Flame, it's not the best. Alternatively, we could use one of our stronger cards. We could use Dragon Killer just as a stat stick. Let's look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I guess that's what we do. Make sure to pick up this medallion. Found something. It's a shaman mask. This should be good for me. Should it? I don't know. Alright. Then we move Durant. Okay, so here's the drill. Roswell can fight both of these guys. Could technically fight 3 relatively okay. Let's go ahead and use, so it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Let's go ahead and Sanctuary then. Yeah, I'd like to check the rest of these spots over here, but, and I don't, if I'm remembering correctly, there might be something here, but I think like Roswell has to get. I don't know. The point of the matter is, we are doing what we can. And yeah, Roswell's ended up 3v1 here. What we're really scared of is critical hits. If we get crit, we are in pretty bad shape. Because we're on a piece of terrain that we're gonna take 30% extra damage on a 3,900 power dart. In addition to taking 10% extra damage just from getting crit. We picked Sanctuary, so it would be very hard to lose in a normal conflict. Also because it's a card that has enough power to probably defeat these Griffin Riders in one flash. We really want to keep moving forward so we can get Roswell out of the Poison Swamp. We're fine with eating Gravity Chaos. They don't have enough tech to deal with, to inflict the ailment, and Roswell is immune to Dark, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, that's enough to take this one out, which is great because now we can move forward. We can technically take one crit. I don't like to think about that, but we could. Two is kind of out of the question though. If you take 2 crits, Roswell is definitely going to die. Yeah, the extra gen is kind of useful. Not the most useful because we don't have enough gen to block Gravity Chaos from Amelia, but we have enough to block it from anyone else. Alright, let's go aggressive. Take this Griffin Rider down. And then try to take on the last one. Go for another win, go for a full sweep. And the reason that I was talking about crits and stuff so much is because this is not my first go at this map. I used basically the same strategy on the last try, and the movement of the Griffin Riders is slightly different every time because of RNG stuff. But last time I did this, Roswell got crit twice in a row, and just got wiped in one turn. Which sucks. There's not much that you can do about that. It's really hard to avoid getting critical, getting hit with criticals. It's just luck. Which, I mean, it sucked. That's why we're doing this one again. Because I think strategically speaking, there was nothing wrong with what we were doing. It's just that we ended up with Roswell getting crit and taken down. One turn. Yeah, in fact, in the last one, it was only 2 Griffin Riders that we ended up fighting at that point. So Roswell going up against 3 here is pretty nice. Take out a full 3 of the most annoying enemies on the map. There's only 6 of them in total. Now, what we could do is go up and fight the Volunteer Soldiers leader, but we actually don't really want to do that. We'd rather go up against Amelia, which sounds insane, but we do. We would rather go against Amelia. Okay, so if I'm here, at night, I can warp 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what I want to do. Just for sneakiness. I want to see if there's something we can do from there. I also want to check these water tiles with Nietzsche. That's why I'm bringing her over. Okay. Is there any way we can use anything we can use with Roswell here? Yeah, I think we use Shield Barrier. I don't really love using it against literally nothing right now, but if we end up with so they can move 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that ends up getting pulled into the Union. You can use it with either one of these two. Yeah, and we'd end up in either case with both these Undines involved. So I would really prefer to use Shield Barrier on a different turn, but this is probably fine. Okay, so Roswell's on the bridge. Move these two forward. We're just gonna not use Yggdra or Millinor on this map. It's totally fine. Don't need to worry about that. And of course they chose this turn to absolutely not do the thing that I thought they would do. Yeah, you know, fair enough. That's what they do. So we're gonna go ahead and use Kiss of Death. Another strange card, and I think I'm gonna leave Roswell where he is right now. Check the spots over here. Come on, fight me. Why? Why are you like this on this turn? They're scared. That's what it is. Okay, so that allows us... So we could use Nietzsche in the water. Nietzsche in the water is pretty good against the Griffin Riders. So that looks like it'll pull this guy in, which is a little suboptimal, but actually totally fine. We could technically even move Roswell to here, and that would let us pull Durant in, but we don't really want Durant to go up against the Griffin Riders. Okay, so Nietzsche in the water. Could bring Blizzard. Blizzard is kind of funny against Griffin Riders. I think we do that. Though we have to be careful with actually using Blizzard with Nietzsche. We can use it with Roswell though. Okay. There's nothing there. Now that pulls in all these guys. Amelia's up against Roswell. So we really want to have the second Griffin Rider use Gravity Chaos on Nietzsche. Okay. That was... okay. I mean, sure. So, what that means is I'm not going to push any buttons. Actually, I'm going to unleash Blizzard so I can go passive. This is very stupid because Undines are immune to Blizzard. They're immune to Ice. But I want to go passive so that I can get Nietzsche to get hit with Gravity Chaos. Because if Elena uses Gravity Chaos, or not Elena, Amelia uses Gravity Chaos on Roswell, we're gonna have a bad time. Ah, damn it. Nietzsche, why are you critting? Critting is... like, that crit was really good, but really bad. Okay, the only thing we can do is go aggressive. We need to beat Elena before, or not. I keep switching their names. We need to beat Amelia before she uses Gravity Chaos. Then there's no other option. Come on, Ichi. Nope, we're screwed. Roswell's gonna get cursed. Oh, this is gonna be so bad. Is this gonna be another reset? Just because of some weird random nonsense happening? I mean, I can win this clash, even if I get cursed. I guarantee it. But it's not gonna be pretty. What happens afterwards is what's not pretty. But we can win because of Blizzard. Stop that. Stop that. Right? Blizzard is a win. Because they, you know, she's weak to ice. We can take her out very easily this way. The problem is what happens on subsequent turns. It's okay. We'll be fine. It's fine. We don't have to worry about it. It'll be okay. We don't want to use Diamond Dust with Nietzsche because then we won't be in the water anymore, we'll be on ice. And losing that 50% Geo bonus would be foolish at best, I'd say. Okay, so Roswell got cursed. That's horrendous. So we're gonna move. If they want to charge Nietzsche solo, they can charge Nietzsche solo. Can Nietzsche win against all 5? I'm not convinced, but we'll find out. She does have the water advantage, and the Undine can't damage her if she's in rage. And if the third guy uses Gravity Chaos on Nietzsche, we should be able to avoid letting Elena do, or not Elena, Amelia do it. And then we can use Diamond Dust to deal fatal damage to the head. We'll lose the water on the next turn, but theoretically then we'll be able to use like Durant to clean up. We're gonna do some sketchy stuff here. Sketchy stuff. I don't know if we'll be able to win this, but we'll try. Even if we don't, we'll end up with significantly minimal damage because of the water Geo bonus. Yeah, I was going for it. Yeah, so 0 damage. Blocks counters. We're going to go ahead and fatal damage to get this down to 1v1. It'll mean that Nietzsche can't do this on the next turn. So Griffin Riders are going to be more of a problem moving forward. We'll have to bring Elena back forward. Like, there's no other way. Yeah, so we'll take pretty minimal damage here. Yeah, 10%. It still feels like a lot, because it is, but whatever. Alright, we'll go ahead and Diamond Dust again here, just for damage. Unfortunately, Hunters tend to have pretty good gen. So this is 2 damage. It's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad either. Yeah, this is going to be no damage, so we're good on that front. Okay. Freeze. Those guys go down. Okay, is there any way we can win with what we've got here? Thinking no. Because Durant is going to be bad against these guys. Roswell is cursed. Which doesn't mean that he's completely like an invalid or anything, but he's not amazing. We would really like to take out Amelia, but it would be very difficult. We'd have to win one clash essentially if we use one of our strong cards. So how far away is Elena? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we can do it. Because we'd end up with Elena versus Amelia. And Elena versus Amelia, we should win on the charge. And if we use Steel, we'd have pretty we'd have the power we need to take it down. Okay. That's pretty much the order things have to be in. Be Elena to here. Nietzsche charges this rider. Nietzsche is no longer on water, so no longer has that advantage, but still deals ice damage, so it's a close fight. Then we have Elena goes up against Amelia. Doesn't have the tech to avoid being cursed, but also has the strength to win, theoretically, because we're not getting countered on the charge. And the amount of damage, so with the Head Alive bonus, that's 40%, plus 10%, that'd be 50%, plus another 10% for ability difference, so we do 60% minimum. 60% of 56. That's definitely more than 2730. So yeah, let's go ahead and do it. And then we have to charge with Nietzsche. And yes, it brings Roswell in. We could technically bring Roswell out by moving him back into the swamp. I don't really want to do that. But can Roswell... Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay, that crit was not necessary. I will say that. It means that Nichi doesn't take damage. That crit was definitely not necessary, though. I wasn't positive Nichi would win. There was a definite chance that she didn't. But yeah, we want to go ahead and take out Amelia here, because Amelia's the one with the strong card. That crit was not necessary, I guarantee you that. I know what I said about back-to-back crits earlier, but hear me out. You heard the strategy. The crit was not necessary. All that needed to happen was Elena needed to win the clash. Alright. Ah! Brother! I'm sorry. I can't anymore. Yep, we mugged the kid, then we killed the kid. That's how we do. Alright, I'm not gonna let you guys steal that. Even if it does result in some bad things happening, I'm not gonna just stand here and let you steal that from me. Okay, so what we're looking at now. Weak enemies. Very weak enemies. Cursed Roswell. Right? Still cursed? No? Well, it's night, so he can't do the warp trick anyway. Alright. Screw it. Yep, ailment's healed. Thank you. Appreciate it. You all know what I'm doing. It is the culmination of Durant's story arc. Which enemy do we charge first? That's right, the Undine, because the Undine is the one that can kill us. What is with all these crits? That crit was not necessary. We all know it. We do not need to do 140% of 5777 to defeat an enemy with like 3,000 morale. Whatever, it's fine. Like I say every time, we're not playing this game for completion or collection. We're playing this for fun, just so we can beat the chapters. There's a lot of stuff on this map that's like hidden and hard to get. Requires really annoying things to happen, but we're not getting them because I don't want to spend any more time on this map. I just don't. So we'll take the experience with Durant and his golden wheat. One last hurrah. Durant and his wheat. Thank you, Durant. Thank you, Golden Wheat. Appreciate it. Alright. And that's a level up! Yes! We got one more level up out of the Golden Wheat. Get out of here. Mother, Yeah, well, too bad. Imperial Army and Militia annihilated. Way ahead is all clear, Yggdra. You didn't do anything. Why are you huffing? You okay? Yes, I'm fine. It pains me to fight common people. Is this a just war? But there are so many who believe in me. I won't rest until I win a peaceful world for them. There's the Roswell MVP with some Gen up. We don't hate that. I'd prefer tech, but Gen is fine. We appreciate that too. Emilia, the final Dragon General, has been defeated. All that remains is Yudi's unit, Volkasa's main force, and the Valkyrie Yggdra's army. Those three will be the toughest, though. It'll be a hard fight, after all. Yes, the battleground will be the gates of their capital. How should we proceed? I'll ask Volkasa to surrender first. Yeah, because he's totally gonna do that. Huh? I wish to avoid any more bloodshed. We will gather our troops at the Arc of Triumph. And if that doesn't work, if that happens, then it's war. Understood, Princess. I shall prepare at once. Alright. Well, that's another battlefield done. And yet another enemy general vanquished. We're running out of those. In fact, the dragon generals are already gone. Alright. Well, we got some value out of Durant. Got some value out of Nietzsche. Got some value, got a lot of value out of Roswell. And we flew around with an assassin. Neat. Okay, next up, Arc of Triumph. See you there. This has been Shadow SP, signing off.